All right, what's up, guys? We're back. Thursday Fitness. So, what you guys have is 5 rounds of 20 bunny hops, 10 single leg hops on each leg, and then 10 shoulder taps from a pike or a handstand. So for the bunny hops, all we're looking to do is really just warm up the calves really well because we have a bunch of bounding in the workout later. So stand your toes and literally just hop like a bunny for 20 reps. After that, you're going to do single leg hops, 10 on each side. So again, just focusing on trying to bound, trying to stand your toe the entire time, 10 on each side. Then you got 10 shoulder taps. So for the shoulder taps, make them as hard as you want. So you could do the easiest option would be from a plank. So you just shoulder taps here. Hi. I didn't do it wrong. Okay. No. So you've got shoulder taps from a plank position. You've got shoulder taps from a pike position next. So feet up on couch, chair, object, anything like that. Walk your hands in nice and close on the tippy toes, and then just tapping back and forth. And then your last option would be from a handstand. So you could either wall walk up or you could kick up to the wall. And if you're super confident, you can do it freestanding. So 5 rounds of that. That's your warm up. After that, so we've been getting a little bit of feedback. One, Dave and I program kind of aggressively. So if you feel constrained by the clock during some of these intervals, you're not alone, first off. So
you're not alone.
Yeah, you're not alone. But again, so what I always will try and talk about in these videos is just scaling to meet the time frame. So whenever you see a workout that's interval based, it's an EMOM or it's every 5 minutes or anything like that, you can really make the workout your own. And if you're a member at Palace Ithaca, so either at CFP or at Palace Fitness, feel free to reach out to one of the coaches. We can always help you scale the workout directly, or take one of our Zoom classes and obviously they'll help you. The coaches can help you directly there. So you've got a lot of options because again, it can be kind of hard to know how to modify the workout, exactly for you. So for tomorrow, it's relatively simple. So we've got a 30-minute EMOM. So you've got, on the first minute, you've got 10 to 15 box jumps or tuck jumps. On the second minute, you've got 10 to 15 push presses with some objects, dumbbell, kettlebell, barbell, backpack. And then on the third minute, you've got a pull-up variation. So anywhere from 5 to 10 reps, you can also do a bent over row. So again, the goal with all of these movements, so we wrote rep ranges down, 10 to 15, 5 to 10, whatever. The goal is to be working for about 40 seconds. So you should be resting for at least 20 seconds a minute. So make sure that you're able to do that and really kind of scale the weight, scale the reps, scale the movement to fit that time frame. So what we're looking to do, station 1, you've got box jumps. Again, for those, I would definitely prefer that you jump to some object. So even if it's a very low object, like a stair, like a couple inches, definitely do a box jump today. And otherwise, higher, you're gonna jump to a chair, or jump to a bench, something like that. So that's minute 1, is you've got your box jumps. Goal there is just to get the heart rate up. So we're gonna fatigue the legs, get the heart rate up nice and high. On minute 2, you've got 10 to 15 push presses. And again, that's gonna be very dependent on what you have. So let's talk through a couple options. So option number 1, if you have a barbell, awesome. We're looking for 1 to 2 sets. So the weight should be light to moderate. It's not gonna be anything that's crazy challenging. If this was a workout that you saw at CrossFit Palace, your push press loading would probably be like 115-75, and you'd be doing it in 2 sets. So you'd pick the barbell up, you'd get hopefully 8 or 9 reps done, take a break, and then you'd work your way up to 15. And again, that's assuming you're going for the high end. Otherwise, 10 reps, again, you're looking to get 6 and 4, something like that. So just kind of keep those loads, those rep schemes in mind. If you're gonna do kettlebell or dumbbell, so if you only have one object, I would say you're gonna go from anywhere to 10 to 20 reps total, and you're gonna go all on one side followed by all on the other side. So again, make sure you pick an even number just so that you're getting even work on both arms. But again, you're probably gonna be looking at, I would say, like either maybe 14 to 20 reps total. So again, about 7 to 10 reps on each arm. A couple things to keep in mind for the push press. It is the only movement in all of CrossFit that we initiate by keeping the chest perfectly upright and driving the knees forward. So if you don't start your push press like this, you're doing it wrong. So we don't want you hinging. So again, we don't want to see any kind of kettlebell swing or deadlift going on, and we don't want to see you squatting. So we don't want to see you sitting back into a squat position. Again, we're looking for just a quick little load of the knees, keeping the heels nice and flat, pressing the knees out so I got some good hip engagement, and then just using my hips to help drive up overhead. So again, warm-up drill that we'll often do in classes is just finding yourself, heels on the wall, and then just doing some dip drives. So just dip down, keep your upper back and keep your lower back so you're kind of like butt on the wall. Dip down about 3 inches and then stand up. Dip, stand. Just to work on, again, keeping your chest super tall while you do that and focusing on loading a different movement to what we normally do. So that's your second minute, push presses. After that, you've got your third minute. So on minute 3, you've got pull-ups or bent over rows. So again, you're more than welcome to do any variation that we've been kind of using. You can do single arm rows with a dumbbell or a kettlebell. You can do rows with a barbell. So if you're going to do either one of those options, most important thing is that your hamstrings are loaded and the back is nice and flat. So I found a deadlift position. And then in the bottom, my shoulders are active and locked down. So I'm not rounding my upper back when I'm in the bottom of the row, especially if I'm doing one arm rows. I want to make sure that I keep my chest nice and square and I keep my shoulders pinned down the whole time. Again, pull-up variations, the best one if you don't have a pull-up bar at your house. So first off, these can be kipping. So if you're lucky enough to have access to a pull-up bar, have at it, work on your kipping pull-up. If you don't have access to kipping, then obviously let's work strict. Doing pull-ups on the door is probably the best option that you have because it's a great, easy thing to scale. And the way to do that, again, just to kind of demo. So I'm going to use a bench, but let's pretend it was a chair. So if I were going to do pull-ups on a door and I needed to assist it, again, first thing you should do, jam some paper or like a cup holder or something, or not a cup holder, what are the, coaster, yes. You would put a coaster under the door just so that you can reduce the pressure that's being put on your door. But if you're going to do these foot assisted, you can just have your foot off to the side. So it's going to look a little weird. You're going to get real up and close and personal to the door, and that's totally fine. But again, you're going to be here, one foot's off to the side, other foot's hanging nice and long behind me, and then I'm going to pull, assisting with this non-working leg as much as I need to in order to get that range of motion back. So again, it's very similar to the foot assisted pull-ups that we would do in classes. I'm not convinced my door can do that anymore, so I'm not going to demo many more of those. But, yeah, well, I wanted to show the door. I didn't want to use the squat rack. So again, guys, that's a great scaling option for pull-ups. And again, tomorrow it's supposed to be super nice out, so if you have strict pull-ups, go find a tree branch, hang from it. I've got all my friends are hanging rings from trees. I promise if you find a thick enough tree branch, it can hold you and you'll get a great workout. So, my board is gone. All right, back to the board. So that's your workout, 30-minute EMOM. 1, 2, 3, and you're gonna run through that 10 times. Again, the goal is always to have about 20 to 25 seconds rest. If you happen to make a bad decision, so if you get 6 minutes into the workout and you're like, oh no, I messed up, and you're not getting enough rest, obviously just scale in the moment. So if you need to drop reps, drop weight, something like that, it's okay. Sometimes we make overly aggressive decisions. The goal is this to not be a 30-minute AMRAP. Again, 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest, plus or minus. After that, you got some accessory work. So your accessory work for the day, 3 rounds, you're gonna do 10 to 15 halos. So plate halos or kettlebells or dumbbells. Then you've got 15 reverse flies. So for the halos, what we're looking to do here is really open up the shoulders. So I'll demo this with a kettlebell. I'm gonna demo it sitting down because, ceiling. But you're gonna hold on to the object. Again, kettlebell, plate, dumbbell, it doesn't matter. Find a creative way to hold it. But basically the goal is to try and orbit my head with the object. So I'm really just opening up my shoulders in a kind of weird range of motion. And I'm gonna do 10 going one direction and then 10 going the other direction. So again, the object should stay at about eye level the whole time, and then I'm just trying to work circles around it. So again, we're just loading the shoulders in a kind of different, weird way. You can use textbooks. I'm trying to think what else would not be weird. A med ball, if you have it, you can definitely do it with a med ball. Again, weight plate would be ideal, but those are just some options. After that, you've got 15 reverse flies. So these are meant to be super light. We're just trying to really kind of rehab the shoulders a little bit. So for the reverse fly, you're going to be fully hinged over. So I'm going to be chest down to the ground, and I'm going to fly out to the side with my arms nice and straight, and then come back in here. So it's a really good exercise for strengthening your upper back and kind of developing that postural strength. So you can do that with, like, I would do these with 10 or 15 pound dumbbells. So again, it's not a heavy exercise. It's very controlled, very smooth. So again, use bags of rice, soup cans, water jugs, a full wine bottle might even work. Probably be about heavy enough, assuming you have 2 of them, which most of you probably may or may not have stocked up on wine. So that's your excessive workout. 3 rounds, halos, reverse flies. Now when you're done, you've got a little bit of mobility for the upper body and then a little bit of calf stretching. So first thing you've got is a karate chop stretch. So for that, all we're gonna do is just sink your hips back and relax your lower body as much as you can. Oh, you wanna demo karate chop? What do you think? Okay. Hi. You're doing so good. We're almost done. So for karate chop, what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your thumb, reach it up to the sky, and then you're gonna come across your body at, like, maybe I would say, this is 90, come down to about 70. And then we're just gonna sink the armpit towards the ground, looking to stretch out the lat and the posterior part of the shoulder on this arm. Gonna hold for 1 minute, and then switch over to the other side. Same thing, sink into it for a minute. And then you've got a low dragon stretch. So for the low dragon, what we're looking for is you're gonna find a long lunge position, and then from here, you're gonna sink all of your weight onto this front leg, and feel free to allow this heel to come up a little bit, because the goal is to stretch out the calf and the Achilles on this front leg. So really lean onto it, put some body weight on there. You're gonna feel a little stretch in your hip and then in your back hip flexor as well, but the goal is to stretch out the calf. So that's kind of what you're looking for. You're pathetic. Hi. All right, so that's your workout for tomorrow, guys. Thursday, enjoy. If you have any questions, again, you can always comment, ask. Otherwise, always tag us, Forged by Zeus, palace.ithaca, and then CrossFit Queens if you're down in the city. Stay safe and enjoy the sunshine and your pup.